The St. Louis region hit a grim milestone today, marking 100,000 cases of COVID-19 since the pandemic began. We've also hit a new record in new hospital admissions, both single-day and seven-day average. It is not good news as we head into the heart of winter months. And as our Jasmine Payute explains, even though cases are rising, people seem to be taking more risks. She's joining us live now from St. Louis University with more. Jasmine?
Mike, I spoke with a public health professor today about this. She says because of the rise in cases, they had to increase their quarantine housing. She says what's happening on the university's campus is just mimicking what's happening in the greater St. Louis region.
It's being called COVID-19 fatigue, when social distancing is just a two-letter word and taking risks are more common.
I think at this point, everyone is very tired of this pandemic.
At St. Louis University, school leaders are blaming exhaustion for a sudden rise in cases. In a letter addressed to students, it says contact with an infected person jumped from an average of 1 to 3 students to 8 to 10 students. It also mentions one day where 21 students tested positive for the virus.
Recently, we have seen a slight increase in cases that have been tied to some social gatherings where students have not been wearing masks.
Dr. Redman is an epidemiologist and public health professor for SLU. She says many of the community exposure events, such as birthday parties, Halloween parties, dinners, and more, are happening off campus.
So right now, the students are actually safer on campus from an infection exposure standpoint than they are when they're out in the community.
I know that my daughter is not out at those big parties.
Christy's daughter Emily is a nursing student here. Because of the rise in cases, some of her clinicals were canceled.
She was upset. She called me and said they canceled my clinical and Barnes isn't letting us go in to do our clinicals.
It's just one way. She says the virus affects everyone.
You get it. You know that they're tired of this pandemic. We all are. But, hopefully the vaccine will come out soon and we can get back to some semblance of normal.
In the meantime, the school says they will be testing about 600 students who plan on going home for Thanksgiving. They're asking that people continue to keep those things in mind, social distancing, wearing a mask, even when they're with their families. Reporting live in St. Louis, Jasmine Payute, 5 News Side.